So you want instant pancake mobility. In today's video, we're going to take you out on the gym floor and show you an epic routine for the hips and pancake that is going to deliver instant results. All that and more coming up right after this. We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
Morning everyone, in case we haven't met, my name's Rad Burmeister. This is my younger and less attractive brother Yanni Burmeister, and we are the co-founders of Unity Gym and the co-creators of the UMS, the Unified Movement System, where we teach you how to nourish and move instead of diet and exercise, because we believe that the whole fitness industry is doing it wrong. They're getting it backwards. And we are going to go out on the gym floor pretty much straight away now and teach you guys an epic advanced pancake mobility routine.
Yep, just quickly give us an overrun of a few of the techniques that you're going to use today.
Oh, mate, we're going deep here. We're going to get into some exciting stuff. So we're going to use some active mobility. We're going to use some loaded mobility routines or loaded stretching routines. We're going to be doing some end range strength. We're going to be doing some compression work. So we're going to be teaching you how to not only stretch the muscles, but how to strengthen the antagonist to help you to control that pancake. And then we're going to finish it off with some mobility to set it all into place. And then I'm going to attempt my first press to handstand in 4 months because of my shoulder, but my shoulder's getting better. But we're going to see if this routine pays off and if I can do a press to handstand at the end.
And then at the end, stick around to the end, because we'll come back in and we're going to talk about one of the key things that people are completely stuffing up when they're training for their pancake. And this is the bridge between being able to get yourself into a straddle or pancake position and then being able to actually demonstrate that and use it for movements like the press handstand, which require a completely different level of flexibility. And this is something that people are stuffing up, and why most of the wisdom out there is completely wrong.
So, you're going to have to talk now.
Yeah, I've got the mic today, so I'm going to be talking. So I Rad through this routine together like 2 seconds ago, and he's just scribbled it down on paper. I've literally, that's the notes I get for this. So you have to bear with me. The first thing that Rad's going to be doing is seated pike. Have you put this in order of what you're actually going to do?
It's in order, man. So
Yeah, so seated pike moils.
is that what I'm doing first?
Oh, Jefferson at the top. Okay, yeah. I thought that was the title. So the first thing Rad's doing is called a Jefferson Curl. This was popularized by Coach Christopher Summer and the Gymnastics Bodies course. And it is really, really nice for decompressing the spine. This is a movement, this is a progressive loaded...
Let's look at my pancake.
Okay, oh yeah, good. So he's just going to quickly test his pancake out. He's pretty cold. Stone cold. Stone cold.
There's my stone cold.
So there's his stone cold pancake. Now we're going to go through the routine. Now, the Jefferson Curl is a loaded mobility drill, and it's designed in a way that you start light. Like if you've got spinal issues, then you can even start doing this just at body weight. He's doing 5 repetitions, and then at the end he's going to do a big, deep 10 breaths and really pull himself into that lower portion of the drill. Now guys, Jefferson Curl here, I threw my back out picking up a deadlift about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was incapacitated for a week. I was in a world of hurt. I have fractured my spine falling off a horse, so it's something that I have to manage. And I was put up with it for about a week, very stiff, could hardly even stretch, could hardly even hit a deep squat without real discomfort. Then I thought, stuff it, after a week, I'd put up with it enough, and I came and just did I did 3 sets of Jefferson Curls. Overnight, my pain was gone. So you would think that this would be really catastrophic for it, but it's actually not, because it gets all those lumbar vertebrae moving, gets them decompressing. So now what Rad's doing is he's doing 10 big deep breaths, and he's tensing his quads and actually pulling himself. So he's tensing the antagonist muscles in the front of the legs and testing his compression strength to pull himself forward and try and get those hands closer to the floor. The next movement he's going to do now is a series of seated pike moils. And this is going to be MOIL stands for maximum overcoming isometric load. So he's...
I do 3 sets of all of this, by the way.
Yeah, and Rad's just saying that he does 3 sets of all of this.
So normally 3 sets of that before I do.
Yeah, normally 3 sets of the Jefferson Curl before he does the moils on his hip flexors. So maximum overcoming isometric load. And the idea is that this is an immovable object. He is trying to lift this up with his hip flexors.
Come from here so you can see how much of a bitch this is. Looking at my face.
This is painful. This is very hard to do, and it's uncomfortable. So he's doing as much as he can to lift this up using his hip flexors without leaning back. So he's doing a pike position. You can see his weight is forward. He's getting his hands as far forward as possible, and he's doing 3 5-second holds.
One leg at a time.
1 leg at a time. So he's actually only lifting 1 leg at a time here. 3 5-second holds on each leg. Now he gets rid of it. Now he's going to do ballistics 5 times. And on the last one, he's going to hold it for 5 seconds. So these ballistics are as fast as you can move. And now he does a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 hold, which was a little bit quick there. Now he's doing an active middle, or he's just doing a passive pike stretch now, but that's not on my list.
No, it's just a little bonus.
That's a little bonus. Now he's going to do what's called pissing dog extensions. And this is literally what it looks like. He's now going to develop end range strength in the hip.
Tell them that what I'm doing is I'm trying to activate the muscles, switch on the central nervous system to activate the muscles that abduct the legs.
So they probably would have heard that, but he's basically just priming the central nervous system and switching on the muscles that abduct the leg. So he's going neutral spine, and he's pulling and switching on all of the muscles that activate that hip external rotation. So no points for people that figure out what the pissing dog name comes from. And the extension is obviously the extension of his knee. Now he's going to repeat that on the other side.
Remind them all that if you do this as a proper routine, you do 3 sets of everything before you move to the next one.
Rad's asking me to remind you again that if you do this as a proper routine, we're rushing it today to keep the length of the video short for you guys. But you do 3 sets of everything before moving on to the next movement. This is pissing dog extensions. He's activating and priming the nervous system for the muscles that bring the legs out into the straddle position, into the pancake position. That's developing end range strength. And this is going to tie in with the key secret that I'm going to talk about at the end to wrap this video up. Next, we're moving on to active middle splits. Oh, I did lots of this yesterday and my legs are still a little bit sore. Not sore, just tender. Just a little bit stiff. All right, so active middle splits. He's going to get down in the middle splits. The active means that he's going to activate the muscles and support his own body weight. So he's going into the position and he remains active. He's not resting. He's not at a rest position. So he's squeezing the adductors as hard as he can to hold himself up.
Tell him it's not important to go too low here.
It's not about the depth. Rad could go deeper than that and probably get his nuts on the floor, but he wants to be active in the stretch. So he's got to remain off the ground. He's squeezing his adductors as hard as he can and keeping the muscles tense. And that's really, really important for active stretching.
30 seconds.
He's doing that for 30 seconds. It would have been nice to give me that information in your notes, but that's all right. Then he's going to do the pancake lateral flexion. Just again, I want to just quickly show you what Rad's handwriting looks like, so that this is what I'm working with, people.
It's hard to get genius out, you know. It's all in there.
He actually came up with this routine whilst hanging upside down with the inversion boots, with the gravity boots. If you haven't used gravity boots before to decompress your hips, guys, strongly advise that. Maybe we do a show about that.
So tell them that I'm tensing the quad, rotating as much as I can, and then doing my extension.
Yep. So he's tensing the quad as hard as he can. He's rotating as much as he can, and then he's doing the extension. He's got a 2.5 kilo weight there. I usually use a 5 doing this, but I'm much stronger than Rad. And how many reps are you going for?
8.
He's going for 8 reps. You want to really be pulling yourself into that position. So you want to be maximizing that quad stretch. You want to be maximizing the trunk rotation. You should feel a really deep stretch in the quadratus lumborum, in the lower back to one side. And you'll even feel it through the obliques through here. So the QL on this side will be really getting a nice stretch. Very, very good. Again, he's contracting his muscles. This is the important part. This is the take home. He's not just sitting there in a nice, relaxed stretch. You'll notice out of pretty much all of these, this is not a Zen moment, people. There is no, embrace the light moment. This is I'm working. This is a workout. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make with their flexibility training. You know, it's like we treat flexibility as this Zen moment and strength training as this brute force power. They're not. They're both the same, one and the same. You treat your flexibility training loaded pancake. So now we're doing loaded pancake for the first time. He's using a 20 kilo weight plate and Rad's coming back from a bit of a shoulder injury, as he said at the very start. So the other way that you can do this, if you are of a high flexibility and strength, is to use a 20 kilo bar above the head, and that also develops really nice thoracic extension in the spine and shoulder flexion. And it's great for developing shoulder flexion at the same time. A bit more bang for your buck. But because Rad's got that shoulder injury, he's using a plate on the back, which is also fine. But now he's really, really pulling himself, and we're seeing for the first time how he's going, how the improvements. His body is starting to adapt to all of the contraction. He's fatigued the nervous system sufficiently now that he's actually distracted the nervous system, and the response is delayed so that he can now push the stretch a lot further. And that's key, because he's got muscle spindles in his body that send a signal to the nervous system saying, hey, I'm at a maximum position here, this is dangerous, you need to contract and stop him from going further. And all of the contracting that he's been doing has delayed that response now. It's fatigued his central nervous system, and that's key to flexibility and mobility training. Absolutely key. Okay, now we're doing compression drill.
Oh, fuck this.
If you didn't hear that,
This is the fucking worst thing I've ever done.
he dropped the F-bomb here. This is a workout, guys. This is tough. This is tough. This is how you develop advanced flexibility. This is how you take it from just achieving the basics to being able to use this mobility and end range strength in a complex movement pattern. And this is absolutely key. There is, in our opinion, very little point developing flexibility if you can't demonstrate it in the real world. Very good. He's doing this compression. He's really working his core now. He's working his hip flexors. He's working his abdominals. He's working his quads. And it's very, very hard to do. He's putting as much tension through all of those muscles as possible. Compression drills are tough. Now he's doing pike compression. So he just did straddle compression before. Now he's doing pike compression. And the idea here is to not lean back at all. He needs to keep his shoulders forward over his knees, and he needs to get his fingers as far forward as possible. Very, very good. Now he's going to test that pancake again, and you can see that there is a dramatic improvement there in his ability to get down. He needs to go a little bit further. He's not quite chest to the floor yet. So we're going to do some 360 hip mobility to finish this off. Let's go. 360 hip mobility. We're running.
Just explain that normally you do 3 sets of all of that and you do 3 sets before you get on, so I'd be better at this, but the 360 hip mobility at the end is just to set into the nervous system that...
The mobility that we've created.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, I want you to pay attention to the fact that when Rad just tried to talk, I don't know if you heard him, he's out of breath. He's somewhat out of breath. And that's not because his cardio is crap, it's because he's pushing hard. This is a workout, guys. Now, if he was doing the true 3 sets of this, we're trying to get this done in under 10 minutes so that you guys don't get put off by the length of the video. But if you were doing the true 3 sets of this, he would be dead flat to the floor, chest to the floor, pancake there. And he would be really out of breath. He would break a sweat. At about this point, he'd be breaking a good sweat. He's warming his body up, and that's the idea. You are working at it. You gotta stop treating your stretching training and flexibility training as a Zen moment. There is a time and a place to Zen out, and usually that's in bed when you're going to sleep at night. Hardcore, Kalisha's saying. Oh, we've got Kalisha May training with us today. Check this out. Woo! Hi. She's back. She's back. All right.
I'm going to try my first press to handstand in 4 months. This will be my first handstand in.
So Rad's just quickly doing a little bit of wrist strength, warming up his wrists a little bit. Now, guys, give us a comment with what you'd like to see for a mobility or a strength workout. We will continue creating videos based on the comments that we get, whatever people ask for. So make sure you comment in the comments section what you'd like us to create, and we'll create a mad routine. Ah, press to handstand. Look at that. Boom. Hasn't done that in a few months because he busted up his shoulder.
4
So
months.
let's bring this in for a landing. That is an advanced routine. Okay, guys, we've got beginner routines for press handstand and for, people are giving us, Jensen Bell
What's this?
has donated $30.
Oh, no
Mate,
way.
you're
That's
a champion.
That's our first donation ever.
You're
I'm going to
actually
close the gym early today.
You're actually the first person who's ever given us a donation, Jensen. You're
Thank
a
you,
king, mate. Thank
What a
you
legend.
very much.
Ask us anything. Oh, message retracted. He's taken his donation away. I don't know what that means. I'm joking. Mate, that is awesome. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, that's really special.
Ask us what you want to see. We'll make a video for you.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
if anyone gives us a $50 donation, Yanni will do a lap dance. He'll get up and do a dance on the table for
Oh,
you.
I love it. I love it.
That's it. That is my go-to press to hand pancake routine for today.
No,
you heard it here first.
Listen, what I want to make clear, and what I want to, the big key point, the big key take home that I want you guys to understand here is that I'm still like touched by Jensen's donation.
Yeah, that's
is that the end range strength is key. Like if you can get yourself into a straddle position, that's one thing. But you won't be able to demonstrate that in something like a press to handstand. You need that compression strength. You need to be able to lift the leg into the straddle position, not just lean and get yourself there, you know. And this is where the wisdom about flexibility training really breaks down and drops down. And you know, you can stretch until the sun rises at night, and then when you go out and try and demonstrate that flexibility, it's not there. You know, so it's very, very important that you guys start treating your flexibility training as a workout, and treat it with the same intensity that you would a strength training workout. But there's a caveat to that, and that is that you never, ever push your flexibility training to pain. At not one stage did Rad feel any pain there. He was absolutely experiencing discomfort, particularly in the compression drills, but there's no pain there. You know, he's well versed and well conditioned, and all of those movements are very comfortable for him. You have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Yeah, for sure. You do a routine like this probably twice a week, 3 times maximum. And what you need to do is to understand that what I did just there is called flexibility training. What you do on your days off, or what you do to maintain, because you've just worked to create this flexibility, you have to do mobility every day in order to maintain the flexibility that you've worked on. So unless anybody comes up with a better question, tomorrow we'll do a show on daily mobility routine for the lower body, so that you understand what I do to maintain my flexibility on the days that I don't do it. Because if I just do the pancake twice a week and I don't do anything else to keep that pancake, then I'll never see progress, because you always go backwards on the days between. So yeah, unless anybody comes up with a better question, that's what we'll do tomorrow. In fact, if you look, we'll make sure, because we do get a lot of questions by email. If you want us to do the daily mobility routine that I do tomorrow, just leave a comment and let us know.
Yeah, look guys, this is how we're going to do it going forward. Whatever you guys comment that we want to do, if we get enough of it, then we'll do that video. So throw your comments in. I always scour these. I watch the video again and check it this evening and tomorrow morning before we go live, to give these boys an idea of what we're going to do, and then we come up with a routine. And we literally, like, Rad threw that routine in very quickly today, because someone asked us what's the best way to get instant results. And yeah, that's it, man. So it doesn't take us too long to throw this together, but if you get your comments in early, then it gives me some time to plan. Until tomorrow's Friday in Sydney, Australia, so that'll be our weekly wrap up. We are launching Friday Frenzy. It's an epic program that we're launching for half price tomorrow, with a whole bundle of other awesome stuff. We're literally giving you, we're lifting the curtains and giving you, I call them strength and conditioning secrets, but they're not. The information's out there, you just got to study it. But it's the 8 key things that are absolutely essential to making huge improvements in strength. And we're also throwing in our flexibility essentials mini course as well, and it's just massive. You're going to love it. It's huge. So Friday Frenzy, first time we're ever doing it tomorrow. And we got one quick.
Noah AG is saying, how long did it take to get press handstand? For me, it took about 3 years. Yeah,
he's
but
slow though.
You know what? I am slow. It was not easy for me at all, brother. I've got a real problem with hip flexion. Like everything that you just saw me do there, I worked my fucking ass off to get it. It was not easy for me to do. I was not. Some people get pancake and compression pretty easily, like it's something that happens easily for them. I was not one of them. And same with a handstand. The handstand didn't come easily for me at all. So we've got some really good, if you haven't looked at our YouTube channel, one of our top performing videos, if you go to our channel, on the top there is a press to handstand routine. There's a really good thing that you can get started on with that. And yeah, man, that's...
I'll say quickly to finish that question, calisthenics is a different journey for everybody. And to give you an example, when I sort of discovered a press handstand, I unlocked it in about 2 or 3 weeks. I just thought, okay, how can I logically do this? I lifted myself up a little bit and then went against a wall and just banged out reps falling into the wall until I got a controlled ascent. But my body is very different to Rad's. I've got long legs and a short torso, and I was very strong because I'd done a lot of powerlifting and weightlifting beforehand. And so, yeah, the calisthenics, this is the beautiful thing about calisthenics. It's so much about mastering your own body, and it's a very internal journey. You know, it's not like the weights room where everyone gets to see you lifting these weights and it's very tangible and it's very like, oh, you know, oh, how good's that? I got the weight. It's not like that for calisthenics because it's so different for everyone, and it's a very internal journey, and you've just got to sort of find what your weaknesses and limitations are and learn to optimize them and capitalize on your strengths, man. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow for another epic show. And we're rolling into Friday Frenzy, first time we're ever doing this, so get ready. We're launching our Strength Essentials mini course this weekend to the public. Take care.
Have a good one, guys.
Health is about performance, not just body image.
You better be willing to accept what you're going to have to do to get there.
We'll start focusing on movement goals, strength goals, flexibility goals.
When you nail that skill, It's there forever.
The body image goal doesn't get you that
It's the
far.
consistency and frequency that's going to get you there. It's not the intensity.
There's no shortcuts to mastery and movement. Destination doesn't change overnight, but your direction will.
The gym is not the place to beat up the body that you hate. It's the place to build the body that you love.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.